Good evening. I want to call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals for February 17th, 2022.
A roll call. Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Ms. Sundar?
Yes.
Mr. Oster?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
Yes.
Mr. Trevs?
Yes. Okay. Anyone who intends to testify, please raise your right hand and be sworn. And that's anybody that's speaking or anything. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? State I do. And when it's your turn to offer testimony, please state your full name, address, and affirm that you've been sworn in.
I affirm.
Are we going to start with the old business yet?
Yep. So the first case we'll be discussing tonight is Variance Case Va-21-19, which is a continuation from last month's BZA hearing. Go over the staff report. The applicant owner is Brad McMahon. The site is 4766 Royal County Down Court, Westerville, Ohio 43082. Parcel ID number of 318-140-18-019-000. Zone Single Family Plan Residential District. They're seeking an area variance from rezoning case 12-0223 Sanctuary at the Lakes for a structure to encroach into the rear yard setback. The subject property is located on the southeast of Royal County Down Court and owned by Brad McMahon. The applicant is requesting an area variance from 12-0223 Sanctuary at the Lakes to allow for a residential deck to encroach 2 feet into the required 35 feet rear yard setback. The surrounding areas are all zoned single family plan residential district. To the north is single family residence in Royal County Down Court. To the south is an HOA open space property. To the east and west are single family residences. We provided a zoomed out aerial of the site and also a zoomed in aerial of the site. For the staff review, the variance request is from rezoning case 12-0223 Sanctuary at the Lakes. The rear yard setback requirement is 35 feet. The proposed deck would encroach 2 feet into the 35-foot rear yard setback. This is roughly a 6% variance request from rezoning case 12-0223 Sanctuary at the Lakes. I did provide exhibit 1 as the site plan showing the proposed deck dimensions and the rear yard. And then we also provided a Google Street View as well. And that is all that I have.
Thank you, Jeff. I like what you've done here. Is there something that you want
Oh, sure.
to say?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Brian Lorenz, 4111 Village Club Drive in Powell. And I affirm that I've been sworn in. With me is Brad McMahon, the homeowner. So we really took a hard look at what the board shared with us back in January, and we're able to come up with a solution that I think, even though it still requires a variance, it lessens the effect, and it basically will accommodate the request. We were able to situate something like that and really minimize that impact. So, again, requesting the variance because of some of the irregularities within the lot, the tight rear setback, but again, listening to the board and their preferences, hopefully this is something that will be amenable to you as well. And I'm happy to answer questions. We did provide another letter of approval on this particular design from the HOA, and Jeff has those. If you need those, I was able to give them to him before the meeting.
Thank you. That was,
Anybody have any questions?
that was my only question was the HOA approval. I think it's 6%. You've done a great job, I think, working
Yes.
with what you have.
Exactly. So I would make a motion to approve variance case VA-21-19 as modified and submitted today.
I second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Oster to approve variance case VA-21-19 as amended from last month's hearing. Seconded by Ms. Sundar. Those voting, Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Ms. Ross,
Abstain.
Mr. Oster,
Yes.
Mr. Treves,
Yes.
Ms. Sundar.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Appreciate you working with us.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Great job. I think you'll be much happier with that. It looks really nice.
You know, it's a little, we spent a lot of time kind of dissecting that and laying that out. And, you know, the designers did a really nice job of making them, you know, situate that. And it's pretty unobtrusive. So I think the homeowner's pleased as well. So thank you again for accommodating us.
Have a good evening.
All right, the next item on the agenda, it's variance case VA-21-20. The applicant and owner is Microcom Corporation. The site is 855 Corduroy Road, Lewis Center, 43035. The parcel ID number is 318-280-14005-000 as Zone Planned Industrial District. They are requesting an area variance from the Orange Township zoning resolution section 22.03C1 to allow for a wall sign to be above the maximum permitted height. The applicant is requesting that variance of the extended height of 15 feet for a height of 25 feet in an area zone plain industrial district. The subject property is located north of Corduroy Road and owned by the applicant. The surrounding areas to the north is multifamily plain residential district. That's Orange Grand Apartments. South, east, and west are all zone plain industrial district. South is Corduroy Road, and then industrial use warehouses. To the east is Hoshizaki Industrial, and then to the west is Banyan Industrial. And then we provided a zoomed out aerial of the site, and then also a zoomed in aerial of the site. And this site is currently being constructed as we speak. It's not completed yet, but it is under construction. For the staff review, section 22.03C1, such sign shall be located on or along the wall of such building located no more than 15 feet above finished grade or at the height of the ceiling of the first floor. And the proposed wall sign, as proposing 25 feet in height, would exceed the 15 feet requirement by 10 feet. This is roughly a 67% variance request from the Orange Township zoning resolution, section 22.03C1. And then exhibit 1 is sign detail showing the proposed wall sign height. And then I did provide on the presentation some other exhibits that were part of the application that they submitted that shows the whole building with the sign location. And that is all that I have.
Thank you, Jeff. Is there anybody that wants to speak on this case?
Not unless I have to. I mean, you know, it's the documentation's right there. We're looking for your opinion.
I have a question, and it's not about the height, but the sign itself. You have RGB LEDs listed in the sign. Please come up.
Yes.
State your name, address, and that you've been.
My name is Dave Dezay. I'm president and CEO of Microcom Corporation. I'm also the building owner.
Are these LEDs going to be fixed to a certain color of light?
They are going to be fixed to our logo color and only our logo color. They won't change ever once they get solidified.
That was my question.
And they don't move or flash or
Nope.
just
Nope.
illumination.
No movement, no flashing, just backlight illumination. That's it.
Knowing the code, why did you choose to put it at that height?
Well, there's two reasons. Number one, to make it more visible, only because if you go up to the existing site, you'll see Hoshizaki on the right side, Banyan on the left. I didn't even know that Hoshizaki's building was to the right of us for the longest time because you can't see the sign. It's so low on the building, you don't even notice it's there. So, and the second reason is when you look at the proportion of the sign on the building, for us to maintain the 15 feet, it looks bad. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. It just looks bad. So we decided to apply for the variance to see if we can get that.
Will you have any other signage outside the building?
No, we won't.
Jeff, what is the height of the signs on the other two buildings to the left and the right?
They're both at 15 feet max.
Okay. We have an issue of precedent. If this is allowed, then the next person wants the same and the situation might be different, but that's one of the reasons we try to stick to the code.
Is there, if I can ask a question, is there a reason why Menards violates the code and LifePoint violates the code and America's Floor Source violates the code? I mean, I went to the neighborhood and took pictures, and there's got to be a dozen different companies up there that all violate the code.
Jeff, you want to handle that one?
Speaking on Menards, that went through a rezoning process, and that is part of the development text divergence that they sought during that time. When this area was developed, part of the rezoning text, they did not ask for that divergence for this area. So that was why Menards is higher. LifePoint went through a variance process. The other locations were probably permitted in air based on the development text. And that development, those have been there for many years. So I can't tell you why those are at those heights. But anything new, or if they replace their signs, they have to come into compliance.
Does that establish precedence?
Isn't it accurate that each Board of Zoning Appeals application is its own decision and does not create a precedence because they're based on a case-by-case basis?
Correct.
But we always hear about the precedent.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Everybody comes in and says, well, he did it. Well, we don't know why. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure you
you know,
do.
and a lot of times they did that with zoning and
Yep.
worked something out.
And that's kind of the main reason why you'll notice in the application I don't state any of that, because we worked with the sign company and I said I don't even want to go there. Let's let it stand on its own merits. I mean, and we believe that we've got a solid look of the building now, and we wanted it to look good. So that's why I'm here.
I watched this one go up. I drive by there all the time.
Oh, do you?
I use that road
Yeah, corduroy.
to cut out all the other before I get back to High Street.
Yeah, it'll be nice when it goes clear through to Big Walnut too. That'll be nice for me because that'll cut a lot of traffic out of the drive. Dublin Building Systems is the builder on the facility, so they're doing a really nice job.
It's the 67% that drives the scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's substantial.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main discussion point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's a really attractive building, an attractive sign. I understand why you want it, where you want it, but according to the rules we have to go by, if it's a substantial difference, we have to consider that a lot of weight.
I understand.
We have 7 factors we have to consider on things like this, and substantial variance is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have questions?
No, I don't.
Well, I'll make a motion to deny case VA 2120. Jeff, do you want to state the 7 reasons or?
Yep.
Okay. First, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable value on return and there can be any beneficial use without the variance. And that's a yes. I don't think, but this is my opinion, others may vary. Whether the variance is substantial, that is a yes also. Whether the essential character of the neighborhood will be substantially altered or whether adjoining properties would suffer a substantial deterrent as a result of the variance. That's a question mark in my mind. I don't think it would, but I'll give you that one. Well, that one's neutral for me. Whether the variance would adversely affect the delivery of governmental services, i.e. water, sewer, and garbage, no, it will not. Whether the property owner purchased the property with knowledge of the zoning regulations, I'm assuming you did have those. So 6, whether the property owner predicament fees, I'll try that again. Whether the property owner's predicament feasibly can be obviated, thank you, through some method other than a variance. And I think that's a yes. Whether the spirit and intent of the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice be done by granting the variance. I'm neutral on that one. So those are the 7 factors, and they came out 4 negatives. This is my notation, and 1 positive and 2 neutrals. So that's why I moved to deny it.
Is there a
Second.
possibility of offering him to request a delay or a tabling in case he wants to change the height of that sign to something less egregious?
I mean, that would be his choice, not necessarily.
Oh, well, I don't know
not
that
necessarily
he
an
knows
offer.
that he could do that, is what I'm saying, is, you know.
That was going to be my next question.
That's
Okay.
an option.
Okay, if I don't go egregious, what is not egregious?
We can't, we're not supposed to actually give you any specifics on how to change it. But I would suggest that if you want to do that, something that, you know, was
It
a lot
saves
less in
you
percentage.
the fee and gets you on the schedule immediately for the next month.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that fee works. How does that work, Jeff? As far as,
If you ask for a continuance and you know what date you're coming back, if you're coming back to the next hearing, there would be no fee. But if you table it and to a date to be determined, then there'd be a half of the permit fee.
I agree that the building looks great. Signings.
It's better for what it's costing me. That's all I can tell you.
But the 67% variances,
sizable.
it is.
Mhm.
It's sizable. And,
Yep.
so someplace in there.
The threshold for us is 25%, right?
That's
That makes it substantial.
That's anything
That's-
lower than that. But that's
We try to, like she said, base everybody's case on its own merit.
Sure.
Of what can you do and why do you want to do this or that. And, but yeah, when you get to over 50%, you know, it's just way too much. So I would just rethink that and come back.
I can do that. How would you suggest the application still stands as is? And I just supply documentation that shows it in a different position? Is that what you're looking at?
You would actually change that. Jeff will tell you exactly how to do that.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So right now you would ask for a continuance of the hearing, and if you want to come back, it'd be the next month's hearing.
That's what I want to do.
okay. I'll make a motion that we move for a continuance on variance case VA-21-20.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Oster to continue variance case VA-21-20 to the March BZA hearing, seconded by Ms. Ross. Those voting, Mr. Shipley,
yes.
Ms. Ross,
Yes.
Mr. Oster,
Yes.
Mr. Trebs,
Yes.
Ms. Sandar.
Yes.
When is the date of the next meeting? I can probably look that up, but if you have it
Yeah.
handy.
It's usually
Third Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
Third Thursday.
Either March
BZA
17th, March
March
17th,
17th.
I believe.
Yeah, March 17th,
Okay,
same time.
can do.
And then we would want revised materials no later than March 7th,
Yeah.
so we can get them provided.
Yeah,
So
we
we can
can
get them sent
easily,
out to the.
we can easily do that. So, no problem. Thank you guys.
All right,
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Next case is VA-22-01.
The next case is Variance Case VA-22-01. The applicant and owner is Amanda and Alex Kerber. The site is 8746 Clarksdale Drive, Lewis Center, 43035. Parcel ID number of 318-341-10-007000. It's zone single-family plain residential district. They're seeking an area variance from the Orange Township zoning resolution to allow for a fence less than 5 feet in height to enclose a swimming pool. They are also seeking a variance of 15 feet from the rear yard setback. The summary of this applicant is requesting an area variance to allow for a 4 feet tall fence in an area zone single-family plain residential district. They are also seeking a variance of 15 feet from the rear yard setback. The subject property is located on the east side of Clarksdale Drive and owned by Amanda and Alex Kerber. The surrounding areas, north, south, east, and west, are all zoned single-family plain residential district. To the north is single-family residence. To the south is a single-family residence. And to the east is HOA open space and ponds, and then South Old State. To the west is Clarksdale Drive, and then single-family residence. We provided a zoomed-out aerial of the site, and then also a zoomed-in aerial of the site. And I don't know if you guys want to go variance by variance, or if you want the summary of both of them, and then we can discuss it.
Let's do a summary of both of
I
them
think so.
and then.
Okay. The first area variance is from Orange Township Resolution Section 21.05C for the fence height requirement of 5 feet. All swimming pools shall have a wall or fence that should not be less than 5 feet in height. The fence height proposed is 4 feet in height. The applicant is requesting a 1 foot variance to allow for the fence to be less than the required 5 feet in height. This is a 20% request from the Orange Township zoning resolution, section 21.05. They are also having a retractable safety cover locking that will be in place. The second area variance request is from rezoning case 3038 Oak Creek rear setback. The rear setback standards is 25 feet. The applicant is proposing an in-ground pool with the safety cover that will encroach 15 feet into the rear yard setback. A variance of 15 feet is requested. This is a 60% variance request. Exhibit 1 is a site plan showing the proposed pool outlined, the existing fence. And then we also have some Google Street images that show the site. One is the view from South Old State, and then the other is from Clarksdale Drive. In their packet, in their application, they did provide letters of support from 4 different neighbors. And this evening, I had provided a map that shows those properties where they're outlined, location of the applicant's property, and then where the letters of support properties are. And then the applicant also provided a more detailed drawing of the location of her property lines with the location of the pool and where the fence is located. And that is all that I have.
Jeff, on that drawing, can you give us the distance from the house to the pool?
I do not have that. I mean, we could try to. From the one section, it's 12 and a half is out to the
I was going to say, it looks like
area. The applicant is here, so they might have better knowledge of that distance.
I will try to do my best.
If you can state your name and address. And
Okay. My name is Amanda Kerber. Address is 8746 Clarksdale Drive.
you affirm that you've been sworn? You affirm?
Oh, yes, I have been.
Thank you.
Yes, I did. Thank you. Sorry.
Do you have the HOA approval?
I do. I have an email from Gloria Gasky, who's the head of the HOA. I don't have a letter from her. They have the plans. They have had them for a while.
Did you share that with the
I
Jeff?
don't think I did, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, we did not. If you want, I mean,
I can.
yep. I mean, well, that could be something if that's
Yeah.
something needed. She can provide that too.
Yeah.
We can work at it.
It was a weird time over the holidays and stuff to do it, so it was.
So the question that was asked is the distance between the pool,
Mhm.
I guess the pool itself and the back of the house.
In the back, yeah, it varies based on which part, because we have a kind of an outcrop, like an extension that pops out for the house to the
Okay.
left.
On that side.
Okay.
So you have what, grass and shrubs and mulch in between right there, the house and your paver?
Yes. Yeah, that would just be.
Is that a paver?
landscaped. Yeah, this would be
Okay.
paver. Mhm.
It's a bump from the fireplace in the basement.
Yes. Yeah, the little rectangle is the fireplace.
Is there a heat vent coming out or does the fireplace vent up?
It has the vent, I think, out.
Big
Yeah.
metal vent
Yes.
sticking out so it's hot when you,
Yes.
okay.
What's the side yard setback on this one, Jeff? It looks like,
I believe the side yard setback is 10 feet.
okay. I was wondering because it looked like that one said 10 foot, 8 inches or
Yeah, 10 foot
6
6.
Yeah,
inches.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just noting that what we have in our application, this rendering is different than the one that's on the screen.
I was going to say that, yeah,
Um,
very much.
The one we have in our packet does not reflect very much depth of the pavers between the house and the pool.
Yeah, the ones surrounding the pool look
Oh, yeah.
like they're the same width as the ones at the rear of the pool.
Yeah, that does look.
Which is way
Yeah,
out.
Looks
the
very
one-
different. Yeah.
The one you're looking at, the difference is the one that was provided with the application was part of their residential application that was submitted. We had reached out to the applicant that we wanted more details.
Okay.
So this was provided here just recently, just yesterday or this morning. And what the difference there next to the house is on the plans that you received in your application, it is shown from the inside of the light gray bricks. So there's a light gray here. They went from this darker gray to this darker gray. So the bricks, the pavers must be 6 inches apart, or 6 inches, or 12 inches maybe. So it's the 2 feet. So they measured the inside and not the outside. So on the inside they
Right.
showed 9 feet 6, and it went from this gray to this gray instead of from the house back.
My thought is the difference between where it says 17 feet on that area,
Mhm.
between there and the edge of the pool
Yeah.
versus it looks
No,
like about
yeah.
It
3
looks-
times as
yeah.
much
Yeah,
in paving.
Yeah.
So this is accurate what we have on the screen.
Yep.
Did you ever consider shortening
Oh,
that amount
that
of
would.
paver so that it would come out of the, would not extend into the setback so
Oh,
far?
yeah, that's. I may have to ask about that because I did not notice that when we got this. We did not have a site plan available for our house. Not at the county, not here. So they had to kind of just kind of splice the image over top. And that's this one that has the extra, that, yeah, I probably, I mean, I would want to talk to the contractor about that because that is very different. Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah, that was about the same question.
Yeah.
On my side too. If you want to move it closer to the house so that, you know, you really don't need.
It's a great way to find out.
Yeah.
Are you replacing the patio that's there now?
Yes, yeah, that patio that's there now would be
So that kinda
would be
is-
replaced.
But it looks more like they try to just to use that patio. That's
So from-
replacing that.
The good thing is that they've got the water on the other side of them too.
That's a good.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't have another neighbor
Right.
lot line to worry about. And
Do you know the distance between, and I guess this is from a pool concern, not concern so much, probably not the right word. When you step out of the house to the pool, what, I guess it's,
The distance between the patio.
not the patio, because the patio's gonna be
The
replaced.
door.
Yeah, the door and the pool.
Okay, let me see. Wish they were
You got
here.
the door and the steps,
Yeah,
which
Trying to get a feel for
I know,
if we're talking about if there's room to do this or not.
right.
We have.
well, my
there may
issue
not be.
with that is she has that hot box there
That's
for
what I'm
that
saying. There may not-
fireplace.
There may not be room to do that.
And I don't know that that would be wise because it's going to be close enough, in my opinion.
Just if.
The way it
Go
is.
back to the picture, last picture.
That was my reason for asking, but I'm not sure there's room to pull it back.
Yeah. It almost, you're going to want, you know, especially with kids,
Mhm.
Distance.
some distance there.
that or put a protective over it, and I doubt if they're going to the swimming pool when you've got a fireplace.
That's true. Some people do it aesthetically, but yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not saying it won't happen, it's just,
Like you haven't met my kids. The
I see them out there.
yeah, one of them. One of them. The other one's home with COVID. Sorry, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think this, just seeing the difference there, I probably would want a table because I'm not, I don't know. I'm being given these plans and then it looks different as far as that, the width there between the steps and the pool on the newer image where it's overlaid.
What is in the opposite, the fireplace is on the other side, what is on the other side?
Oh, on the other side, it's the air conditioner. So there's the fireplace on the left, and then to the right is the air conditioning unit. And right now it's just got like a little landscape around it.
There's nothing behind her except for the painting pond.
Yeah, just the water features.
and it's a substantial variance.
16.
Yeah.
I suppose all
It
these
is.
people that signed for you are getting season passes.
Well, two of them are my neighbors to either side, and then it was also difficult to track people down with the snow to actually like face to face with someone. But yeah, the neighbors on either side are, of course, very excited about it if we're allowed to have it. And then we have the whole street of children that are usually in somebody's backyard at some point in the summertime. So yes, and I do work from home. We have a current camera in the backyard and motion detector, and I can certainly add to that system to get more cameras so that we have more views.
I think for the think you've done, your part with regards to the safety, the locking safety cover. I mean, that's, people are doing that, and so that piece of it,
That's, yeah.
And that's really designed to help protect you because you're
Right.
liable.
exactly right.
Right, yeah, that, and then also, I mean, it's just keeps it clean. There's a lot of benefit there for that one. So yeah, and plus I like my fence,
I make a motion for the variance case VA-22-01 to table, to come back with
A table. What's the right word?
I think she needs to make that.
Continue.
She needs
She
to
needs to
take
make the
it.
request, but
okay,
And then we can make that motion.
Right.
Not table.
continue.
Continue. Right.
sorry.
So you can find out exactly what
Right.
those
What is
dimensions
that?
and questions are,
yeah,
and then come back and let us know if you want to proceed with what it appears like that Jeff has there on that other final, or if it's less in between
yeah, absolutely, because that's,
the white and the gray patio papers.
Right.
Just make sure you have all the dimensions.
I will. It was
And the
fun to figure that out.
the main discussion piece is 60%.
Yeah, it's a lot. And our backyard is, I would say, pretty small in comparison. And so it's something that, definitely understand that it's a lot to ask.
But you may have a reason for that. That's variance.
Right.
Right. Of course.
And that is why you come up
Right.
and
Yeah.
present your case and your mindset of why you need that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. Yes, because the backyard is so small. And we had never really considered having a pool until COVID. It was just something that, I never really thought would be an option, I guess. More like financially for me in a way. So that's.
The kids want a pool.
Yeah. I would always want one. It was just, it just wasn't something I would consider as I can't do that. So.
So you can
Yes.
request a continuance to
Yeah,
the
that
March
I would
meeting.
like to do that because I don't know why they are so different. So, yes.
I would make a motion rather, to approve the applicant's request for a continuance to the March 17th meeting.
Second.
All right, St. Patrick's Day.
Motion made by Mr. Shipley to approve the continuance of VA-22-01 to the March 17th BZA hearing, seconded by Ms. Ross. Those voting, Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Ms. Ross,
Yes.
Mr. Oster,
Yes.
Mr. Krebs,
Yes.
Ms. Sundar.
Yes.
And we'll just need the updated materials or
Yeah,
finalize
I
what
will see
exactly
if I
what
can.
it is.
I'll be more persistent to get them to see how many
Yeah,
more.
we can have
emails.
that by March 7th.
Yeah,
So we
I
can
can do
get
that.
out to the board members.
It is a good idea to have the dimensions on there and
Yeah,
make sure it's
and that's
quite clear.
they and it looks. I'm like, oh yeah, they're there, but then I'm like, oh, there's not. That one
Mhm.
isn't there. So, yeah. I'll have some discussions.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Also, I would like to add that fireplace hot box. Is that like steel on the outside there?
Yeah.
Like a sheet metal type?
I think it is, and then it
Okay.
has a little shingle on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
I kind of thought most of those were that way now, and which in itself it could be a hazard even if it's not hot. It's going to be a metal pointy type box. So, thank you, and as much information as you can bring back with you, we would appreciate it.
I will be sure to do that.
Thank you.
All right. Stay dry.
The next item on the agenda is taking action on the minutes from December 9th BZA hearing. If we have any comments or corrections.
I want to comment and say, I like the way these come out.
Yeah, the comment I would like is less space between the lines.
You like more space.
I liked them.
He likes less space.
Thought they were easy to read.
Well, yeah, they
there's
are.
20 pages we couldn't have
Right.
had if we'd done it a different way. That's just me.
I get it.
I think
Put that on
it's
her.
easier to read, though.
For me,
Yeah, to kind of go through and.
but I'm old. You're still young, so. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
You
send
may
them
be surprised
electronically
at
and then
my
there's
age.
no paper at all.
Mhm.
Well, that was my other thing. I read them online before I got the copy. But I read things online all day long, so. I did not find any corrections, Jeff. I think I sent that to you.
Yep, you did. I saw that. I thought they were accurate too.
Yeah.
What'd you find?
We had one correction, and that's just on page 8, line 22. That's where they're missing the Mr. Oster's name in front of it.
I didn't catch that.
Page 8, line 22.
I don't have page numbers. Do I?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
there
on
they
the
are. They're up in the
sides.
middle.
Yeah, they kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, you got it.
Page 8, number 22. Mine's got my name on it.
Mr. Oster.
Mine doesn't.
It's line 22.
Yes.
Line 22?
Mr. Oster. We know.
Oh, wait a minute.
On this side.
That's my page
Line
8.
22.
Yeah, here's
It goes 8 to
continues
9
down to
to the
here.
next page.
Then 9 starts.
But there's a,
I
but there's a
got you.
22 here.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's page 9.
Well, no,
No,
it's not.
page 9 starts here.
It's
This is still
page
bottom
break,
page.
right?
And
Gotcha.
I didn't know that either.
Yep.
Now it makes sense to me. Okay.
This is page 8. It says 8.
I know that's
This
that's
is
what-
not.
That's what I
Maybe
thought too.
reformatting
With
it
you.
might help us with pages.
No, we don't need that. This is page 9.
Plenty of criticism to go around.
Okay.
That's funny.
That is all that we had.
Yeah, I didn't see, I see the little arrow. That must be the page marker on the left margin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from December 9th, 2021, as amended.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Mr. Shipley to approve the variance minutes for BZA hearing December 9th, 2021, as amended. Second by Mr. Oster. Those voting, Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Ms. Ross,
Abstain.
Mr. Oster,
Yes.
Mr. Krebs,
Yes.
Ms. Sindar.
Yes.
That is all that I have on the agenda for this evening.
So we'll hold on to what we have because 2 of them are coming back, except for the minutes.
I do like the double spaced, but if I were you, I'd go back to single spaced to save the paper. But
Or just
do
tell us to
electronic.
read
Just-
it electronically.
I'm
do
just
electronic
saying.
if you want.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I mean, yeah.
Whatever's easiest for you.
Thank you, Jeff, for that. Thank you.
It's a lot of paper,
There's a
a lot of pages.
Lots of good information.
Yeah, he likes driving around delivering all this stuff.
That's all I have.
That's all you have?